with Warren France of MLB Bro. So,
How you doing,
Warren,
everyone?
let everyone know what you're up to, how you got onto this path, and how you're feeling today.
Hey, everyone. Again, as Julian said, my name's Warren France. I am a freelance content creator, also like you. Right now, my main publication that I work with is MLBBroDotCom, covering black and brown baseball players. But I love all baseball. I cover all sports, of course, on my YouTube. My YouTube is Warren France Sports Network, WFSN. Instagram, Lauren France 93. I'm sure it'll be linked. All of this will be linked for Julian thereafter. Follow me on all that good stuff. And I've always loved baseball. Baseball's been my first, second love. I mean, basketball, of course, growing up in New York. I played a lot of basketball, but fell in love with baseball when I was younger. Always wanted to cover sports. Always loved it. I thought I would be on Sports Center. That was actually what I really wanted to do. Everyone growing up watching Sports Center, but just growing up, being on the YouTube generation, all that stuff, decided why not. So I've been doing this for the last 2, 3 years. I go to a lot of Yankees games primarily, but cover the Mets as well. And gonna try to make my way around the country this year as much as possible. So yeah.
Okay, so we are working through that. We're getting the streams going. I'll definitely co-link all this stuff. We have it on my channel, we have it on your channel. I think I just shot
Yes,
you the
sir.
text with the link for mine.
Yes.
So we're moving on that. I'm definitely can see what you're going through because I'm on the same similar path as you. Basically, I'm just trying to
Killing
go
it, by the
through.
way.
Thank
You've been
you.
killing it, by the way.
I'm just trying to go through a bunch of different routes too, like you saw with the Tigers last year and a few other stops. And now I guess I'll start with a bang here. Hold on, give me 1 second. I will start with the bang here, but
Yeah, you had some special news this year, right? You said you were gonna share.
yeah. So here we go. The news is that I'll be going to the Tigers spring training actually,
Awesome.
and not the Yankees spring training. So there's the curveball. I'll be
Okay.
going to the Tigers camp this week. I'm gonna be there
Nice.
on Thursday and Friday. And then they happen to coincide with the Yankees at Steinbrenner on Saturday, so I will go to that. And
Cool.
then I'm gonna play. Then there's two real games on Monday and Tuesday. So yes, I'll be covering the Tigers for a little bit. And not to say I'm ditching Yankees
Nice.
coverage completely, but we're going through a different path a little bit. Gonna try to see
Yankees are
what
a
I can
tough
do with
cookie to
that.
crack. The Yankees are a
Yeah,
tough cookie to
they
crack.
definitely are, as you know. But I'm still gonna do what I can and talk about it. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do, and
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
Dope. That's awesome, man. Congrats. I hope you have a great time, get some great content, shoot great work like you always do, and we have a great 2026, man. I'm looking forward to this season, truly.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I hope that's what takes place. I really do. So we're gonna get going with a few things here. I guess how we could start this is like, how do you feel about the off season? Like Yankees grade. Like I've already been vocal about how I feel, and I know that you shared some stuff about the run back too, and I think we have some similar thoughts. But give me like your overall grade, and then like your synopsis of. And yes, it is a run back. Like I don't care how they want to phrase it. It's a run
Right.
back.
Right. Okay. Well, you know, it's hard for me because, as Michael K has said, when it's your team, it's hard to look outside and be objective. But I feel like as a Yankee supporter, I'm pretty objective. So I'll give their offseason a B. I think they had a decent offseason. It wasn't anything great. It wasn't anything overwhelming, right? They're running it back for the most part.
Yeah.
I do expect the only thing that troubles me about this offseason truly, and I feel like this would have made a really big difference. I don't know for better or for worse, but the decision to give Trent Grisham that qualifying offer is just so puzzling to me. Now I get he had a really good season, and I personally don't think that he's going to have as great of a season as he did last year. You're expecting a lot from him to run that back. What I would have hoped they would have done is, okay, well, let's re-sign Bellinger, possibly put him in center field, and then let's let Dominguez and either Spencer Jones duke it out for left field going into the season, and then we'd have that $20 million to do whatever else that they wanted to do, and maybe get a shortstop or possibly a quality bat in, something else they could have done, right-handed bat that they so desperately need. The decision to bring back Trent is that they're putting a lot of their eggs into his basket. Would I personally do that? I don't think so, but it remains to be seen. I think they'll have a good year. Of course, they usually make the playoffs in a not super strong AL, so they won 94 games last year. They'll probably be in the same range, but that's not the goal, right? In my opinion, the goal is to win a championship. Did they do enough to put a championship competing team out there? In my humblest opinion, no, but it remains to be seen.
I actually think it's worse than what you're saying. I give him a C plus at best. Honestly, that's what I've been vocal
I'm
about
trying to
it
be
too.
kind. I'm
Like,
trying to be
no,
kind,
I'm
brother.
just
Yeah,
being objective too, and it was a lazy offseason. It really was. It had zero
agreed.
creativity. The only thing that might have been interesting is the weather's edition, which could be better than we think. Like what he talked about, like he is, and he's already hitting 98.5, which is good, and we know he can throw the ball. I put
If
out
the
a tweet.
weather's
I'm like, he can throw the ball, but can he stay healthy? Like that's the
healthy,
question. He's always been good in small sample sizes, but it's never been a large sample size. He can never
right?
last long enough to make it a large sample size.
Agreed.
But maybe this is the situation for him to do that because, like you said before the show, Warren, like he could end up transitioning to the bullpen. Like, can he survive for a month or two while Rodon and Cole are figuring it out, and then he goes into the bullpen, and then you save him
Right.
that way?
Right.
I don't know who's trying to join the stream.
That's my fault. I said the
Oh,
link
okay.
to the
Oh, it's
my
all
I'm sorry
right.
about that.
No
Just don't
worries.
allow them. Don't let them in. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Oh, tilt your camera down a little bit, probably. Yeah, that's
Is
probably
that
a
a
little
little better?
better.
All
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, I think it's definitely something that is interesting. Like, how much does Weathers increase the value of the Yankees if he's healthy? You could make it's like a 2 to 3 win difference. Like, sure, maybe if he
Right.
can stay healthy, then that's important. So maybe it will be better than we think.
Right.
So yeah, no worries. We're all good with that. But yeah, thanks for everyone that's checking in as we're doing this together. Hopefully introducing some new audiences and gonna try to do a few more of these when we can. We both have some crazy schedules, but I'm definitely looking forward to tackling some of this stuff. So if you were looking at stuff for them to add, like, do you think they're done completely? Or do you think there's anything small they could add before the season starts? Like, they have made some spring training deals before. Like, is there any names that are interesting to you? I have like a couple, but nothing too crazy right now.
At this rate, I don't. I think that they're pretty set. I think that they're firm in their belief that they had a really good team last year. And I wanted to ask you this question. Isn't it? Do you find it strange that Boone feels so strongly about this team? Like he has such confidence in this team, and that he truly believes that this is a World Series winning team, and he believes that this is the best team that he's had in 8 years. I find that so hard to believe. Do you agree with that?
It's so tough to say. I want to say yes and no, because like Boone is like he's like a salesman too. Like he's gonna always say the same nonsense and recycle it. Like I've heard the same
Yes.
story for 9 years with him at this point. Like and you were talking about doing something on that, which you'll do,
Yep.
I'm sure,
I
and
am. I
I
am.
will
I'm gonna
too.
do
It.
that.
I can't wait to see it because I'm gonna do it, but it's gonna be different than how you would. So it's gonna be way different. It won't even be like that similar. So I think that's gonna be really cool. But yes, do I believe he does deep down? I mean, yeah, I think he does have more. He does have a lot of belief in the team. I think maybe he has more belief in this group than some other teams, minus the Juan Soto year, I would guess, or
Okay.
maybe like that 2019 next man up year. I would say
Yes.
those are probably
Yes.
the best teams they had. And it's like the next man up. You look at the Soto team, and then last year's team could maybe go in the third level of that if I had to put them on a ranking scale because 2022 was kind of fool's gold. That team really wasn't that good, and that deadline kind of sunk them that year. So like I would say you can make a case they were better than that team if you're looking at it that way, maybe.
I agree. I actually agree with. It's like you. We have the same sentiments. We could literally one and the same. I swear. When it comes to this team.
Yeah, it's just like you said, good, but is it good enough? Like that's what I don't know. Like, will they make the playoffs? I would say there's an 80% or 75% chance that they make the playoffs. I
But
definitely
here's
think.
my concern with. Oh, sorry, not to cut you off, my brother. But the thing is that a definite, right? Look around the AL East. The Blue Jays have improved, right? They lost a great player in Bo Bichette, but overall as a team, they've improved. They've improved their pitching. They went all out. They spent a lot of money. They've improved their roster. And if you look at their postseason run, they did most of what they did without Bo Bichette, right? So you can't even say, well, they lost him and that was such a. They showed you that they're capable.
Yeah.
They were, the Red Sox dramatically improved, albeit they lost Bregman. Their offense may not be better, but pitching wise, they've improved, right? These were things that we struggled against some of these teams in the regular season and the playoffs. So then we have the Orioles, big signings as well. And they have a new owner he's a fairly newish owner. He's willing to improve. He showed spend the money this offseason, and they're going to take a big swing at things. So is the playoffs a guarantee like we've been led to believe? Do you believe it's a 80% chance?
Maybe 75 was strong, but I think but I'll give you my reasoning why. Maybe 75 is high, but I'll tell you how. I can convince you how it's possible. I mean, it's not really much convincing to do. I mean, the situation is still similar what it was last year. The Red Sox closed the gap, but their offense is very questionable. Right. That would be my one thing with them. Their starting rotation is very good, and it could be. But when the Yankees is fully healthy, I'll still take the Yankees rotation over the Red Sox rotation. But to start the season, I'll take the Red Sox rotation probably because they are better right now and everyone's healthy. The Blue Jays are still a problem, yes, and I do agree on your assessment that Bichette is the big loss. It's not that it's not a big loss because it is. But they did make it to the World Series without him, and Okamoto's a really good player, and I think people are going to get to understand Okamoto very quickly. He's a very good player, and I think he fits their philosophy perfectly as well.
Agreed.
So, I don't know how, not to say he's going to replace Bo Bichette seamlessly, but their defense will be way better without him.
1,000%.
So, that's a big thing there. And if Okamoto can do what we expect him to do, then they're not going to miss much of a beat. They added Dylan Cease, that's a big addition. And then they added Ponce, who's going to be maybe hit or miss. And then Rogers was a nice bullpen addition because you pair him with Trey Savage, that's nightmare stuff right there. I'm sure he's going to piggyback him almost every alley. The hitter's going to be lost trying to go through the difference of those two. So that doesn't sound too good. They get a full season of Trey Savage. Ricky Tiedemann's a young prospect for theirs who hasn't pitched in a while, who might be making his debut finally this year, and he might end up being a bullpen arm, as a lefty, and the guy throws gas and has a nasty slider. So I mean, they definitely have a lot of situations here. And the Orioles, I'm not as worried, but they did get a lot better. I think they're still missing a big-time pitcher probably and could use some bullpen help. But if they have some bounce backs, then they'll be annoying too. So, it is a four-man race again. The AL East, the AL Beast has returned to prominence.
Absolutely. And that's the concern, right? It's because and that's my biggest thing. It's I want to have so much optimism with this team, and I truly do. But it seems to be their characteristic, just reading the last 8 years, is they're every other year, right? And my biggest concern is we are one Aaron Judge injury away from this lineup.
That is a problem.
Producing, I love this guy, but is he going to hit 50-plus home runs every single year? Is he going to be healthy with no issues every single year?
I don't know.
That is a major concern for me, and it worries me because, again, we've seen what it's like without him. And he hit 38 home runs that year, and we still missed the playoffs, right? So
yes, that was 2023 you're referring to,
yes.
and that is when the worst-case scenario did take place, and the Yankees did miss the playoffs when he got hurt. And I'm going to tell you what, again, I'm going to be honest with you, if he gets hurt this time, are they in a better position to withstand it? Yes and no. Because, Dominguez is still here, and he will be a great fill-in option. One of the better fill-in options you can have, honestly.
Agreed.
So that would help. But at the same time, it's going to be a big drop-off if he gets hurt. And do they have enough to replace it? Is Dominguez enough? Because then you have to figure Stanton's not going to play 162 either. And is that when Spencer Jones comes in? Is that why you're keeping both of them in case the disaster strikes? Or do you need to get rid of one and get some value while you can before you tank their value, which is the biggest debate in Yankee land right now, I think, is which ones do you trade? Should you trade them? What are you getting for them?
I mean, where do you lean? Which one would you keep? Which one would you trade? Which I know it's such a toss-up.
It changes every day, but I lean more towards keeping Dominguez still. But then someone made a good point of Spencer Jones is Grisham's replacement, and Grisham's on a 1 year deal, and they don't view Dominguez as the center fielder, so that's another issue. And then Belly's better in left than he is in center, so like you're splitting hairs with like both, and then like Jones is so tantalizing because he might be terrible or he might be amazing, and his floor and ceiling are such a high range, you don't know which one it's gonna be.
See, that's the issue that I have with Spencer Jones is his floor is really low. Like, we know
It's
what
bad,
his floor
yeah.
can be,
It's
right?
bad, yeah.
His ceiling is also extremely high, but do we have another year to risk rolling these changes back and these rolling it back with it? I love the prospect of Spencer Jones, but from what we've seen with this team the last few years, they're not great with developing hitting prospects. So, in my opinion, right, I've seen what Jason Dominguez can do. He's very fast. Gets on base. He has a great eye. He hit 274 against righties as a lefty last year. No matter what anyone tells me, that shows me more when a player does what he did in a limited time. What he does, especially, right, his defense, okay, he can improve with that. But I truly do believe that Dominguez has the tools to be a very special player and a quality leadoff hitter if they gave him the opportunity. I truly do believe that. So I would lean towards trading Spencer Jones, and I feel like you would probably get more for him at this point.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know who you get more for because the Yankees are tanking Dominguez's value, kind of. But like Spencer,
1,000%.
but the issue is like Spencer Jones. You have to find the right team because not everyone's going to believe in him. But if you could find one team that believes in the upside, then you could get a decent return. Maybe he's been floated in a bunch of deals before, but they haven't pulled the trigger on anything. And I know the Brewers wanted him for Corbin Burns, and that.
I cried for that deal to the heavens.
A lot of people wanted it, but I mean, he did get Tommy John with the Diamondbacks. So did they dodge a bullet there? It's possible. Would the same thing have happened with the Yankees? You'll never know. But like, I'm gonna put together an idea right now of maybe a person that could be a trade candidate for one of those guys at this point because there's not many guys left worth trading them for at this stage in the offseason. That's the issue. Like, do you wait till the deadline and hope they both kill it in the AAA if that's the route they go with Dominguez? I mean, I don't know how much more Spencer Jones can prove in AAA. He kind of is what he is unless you lose some more strikeouts at this point. I mean, the thing is,
out of the top 100 already, right?
Yes, the evaluators are low on him right now. Like, he's not high in the system right now. What is he ranked? Like 6, maybe?
Yeah, I think he's 5 or 6 in our own system, right?
Yes, so not in the top 100 on Pipeline, or many publications to my knowledge. And he was before, so his stock is dropping in theory, even though he had a good year, which is also concerning. So I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a tough issue, and they've kind of pigeonholed themselves because
1,000%.
Grisham, bringing back Grisham, like you said. I keep saying it too, and I don't want to keep harping on it because maybe he'll have a great year and prove us all wrong. But like, I just felt like you could have been smarter with that money and used it for something else, like
1,000%.
Righty bats, relief pitchers. We didn't feel like paying. I know we're gonna get to the bullpen, and the guy that I think the Yankees should target is in their own division. It's left-handed pitcher Garrett Clevenger from the Rays. You were talking about some lefty relievers, and he's a guy in a 2-year deal that's affordable, so I'm sure they'd have to pay a Yankees tax to get him, but
of course,
maybe it would be worth doing. I mean, that's not going to be Dominguez or Jones. You don't trade them to the Rays for a reliever, so no. Right. But could you do like a lower-level arm for them, or like a 2 pitching prospects or something? Not name Wagranje or Elmer Rodriguez, basically. Like, could you give them Ben Hess for Clevenger, like something like that, maybe? Could that work?
Willingness to trade with us as well.
Yes,
the Rays if it's a good deal for them.
That
seemingly a good
Caballero. They just did the Caballero deal. And then you could also look at the situation like with Hess that the Yankees were willing to trade him for Edward Cabrera. So the Yankees are willing to deal him, obviously.
Right.
So is there something there? I mean, the Rays could use a starting pitcher. Like, it would suck if he does well for them and he stays in the division, but if Clevenger can help the Yankees win, then you pay that price every time, obviously.
I think at this point there is no untouchable outside of maybe Carlos Legrand Ronhey. I think at this point of Aaron Judge's career that the Yankees should be exercising every single
Yeah.
option to make the best possible run at winning a championship within the next 2 to 3 years. There's
Yeah.
nothing that should stop that, and it shouldn't have stopped it the last 2 3 years, to be quite honest. And if you look at the things that they passed up, you say, well, that wasn't worth it, right? Like, you literally could have made better choices and better decisions holding on to these prospects, and not to harp on it, but Corbin Burns, he ended up getting Tommy John, but if I'm not mistaken, that was the season after, right? He was in a
Yes.
free,
It
right?
was
And
the
so,
season after, yeah. So you are right. So it might have worked for that 1 year, like you said. It was the season
and,
after, yeah.
and we would have had
So
him, and that would you think we could have used the Corbin Burns in that World Series run with Juan
yes,
Soto?
probably, I would say.
I mean, so you have to strike while the iron is hot. Aaron Judge is not going to be the greatest hitter of all time for the rest of eternity, right? We have to capitalize
Yeah,
on
I
this
agree.
man's talent.
I agree with you, and that's why this offseason gets a C minus or C for me because they didn't do it again. That's why
Right,
I'm being lower on the offseason because they didn't do any of that. Like, it's tough to say what they should have done because there was no interest in Kyle Tucker clearly, and we talked about that at length with my friend Jacob. So like that's a whole different discussion, but we did do
right.
that. So here's some Clevenger numbers here from last year. 61 innings, 82 Ks, and a 2.35 in the AL
Wow.
East in that ballpark, which was really tough to pitch in also.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
I think Clevenger's definitely a guy. If the Rays are willing to deal him, the Yankees should definitely be very interested in. Even if they have to
Yes.
pay a little bit extra, this is a guy that can help the bullpen, and they didn't really do that much to help it with the high arms, and this would be a high arm swing here
Right.
for Garrett for a guy, and he had 2 saves, so he won't be closing much. But they have Bednar to do that. But if there's certain situations, maybe he would. So I
And
definitely
like you
think,
said, he's familiar with the AL East as well. So that's a
yeah,
huge bonus when you're getting a pitcher like him. So I would love that move. I love
he's
anybody coming from the Tampa Bay Rays pitching lab. They develop
yeah.
really well pitchers.
He's 31 years old, also, so the age is still fine. He has two
Okay.
years of very cheap deal. It's like 2.5 million this year, so they're already over the tax anyway. So it doesn't even matter really. So I think that's definitely a guy you should try to go get if it's possible. I know the latest rumors is that people are calling on him. The teams weren't specified. Tampa doesn't have to move him, but they are rebuilding, and whatever they can get will probably
Right.
help them at this point. So that's definitely a guy I would look for addition. I've talked about Kopech before. I'm still interested in Kopech. He's
Don't see
still
why not. Why
sitting
not?
out there. They've had interest in him. He may not even take that much. Danny Colme, yeah, that's another guy, lefty for Jared, our
Ah,
producer behind the scenes. He's under the
yes.
weather this week, but shout out to my guy Jared, so he'll be back
Gotcha.
soon. But yeah, that's a lefty reliever that could make sense too, and it would just cost money. Probably not too much at this stage in the game either. So that's definitely something that we could look into for
I
sure.
think by the trade deadline, the Yankees they love to make a splash at the deadline. It remains to be seen exactly what will happen, right? Let's see how the beginning of the season goes. But I think they feel really comfortable with the roster that they have right now. And they just feel like this the team is good enough. But I just caution with that mindset,
Me too.
as you do.
Yeah,
It's
I do as
complacency.
well. Yes, that's why I said it was a lazy offseason. And bringing back Goldschmidt was completely unnecessary to me while we're talking about things. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't even
They
care if it was only 4 million. I just don't like the move.
they're quadrupling down on this platoon thing, and it's just like, when we're facing Garrett Crochet, are you comfortable with Ahmed Rosario out there and possibly Jose Caballero and Paul Goldschmidt starting, right?
Probably not, to be honest with you. Although Rosario owns him for whatever reason, so I'll
Right.
have to
I know.
keep giving him his
Give him
runs. I
that.
don't know how long it's gonna
Yes.
last. I think Rosario got shut down in the playoffs too, but before that he was owning him pretty well. So I'll give him his runs, but again, it's Crochet versus Rosario at the end of the day. So like at some point that's gonna even out, you would think, despite how good he is at hitting lefties. So like,
Right.
could they have the guy who I thought was a big whiff, and I think you might agree, and I know it might not seem like that because of maybe the positional fit, but I thought the biggest whiff of the offseason wasn't Kyle Tucker because of like what we had said, like they just weren't really into it, and then that Dodgers deal was kind of crazy, honestly, going 60 million a year. I don't know if I would have liked that either because that really hamstrings you in the short term.
Agreed.
Bo Bichette was the guy I wanted them to really get because you have these infield issues on the left side you don't have great hitting on the left side of the infield. You just don't. And that's a guy that would have fixed a lot of that. I know the defense is clunky, but if you put him in the lineup with Judge and some of the other guys, he would have balanced out the lefties. He puts the ball in play. He's hit big October home runs, including the nuke of Shohei Ohtani, which will go down forever despite the fact they lost that game. One of my favorite World Series home runs in a while, honestly.
1,000%.
So, I mean, now he goes across town to the Mets. Of course.
Of course he does. Just like Shohei. What he represents, though, and I think that this is a bigger issue that I have, is that I don't think they were ever even interested in him. Like, they have, like, it never even crossed their mind to entertain.
Apparently it did. They say it did, but we'll never really know. Like, it did pop up. There was interest. Like, you have to take that with a grain of salt. Because, like, the checking in is, like, always, it's like due diligence. Like, were they really in there? Like, probably not, to your point. Especially when they saw where the numbers were going. But it would have been a great fit, especially offensively. And that would have made me think that they were actually trying to do something better.
1,000%. And if you don't give Trent Grisham that qualifying offer, I truly believe, I don't know if it's arrogance or they truly believe in Trent Grisham, because you don't risk a compensatory pick for a
they have to believe before
complaining about the payroll. Complaining about the
I don't think it's that crazy. Like, I don't think Cashman was that surprised he accepted it. Like, it couldn't have been like, we just want this draft pick, he won't take it. Like, we just know he won't take it. Like, they were prepared for him to take it, obviously. Like, they had to go through every single different scenario. But, like, it's just bringing back the same offense, and people love the regular season numbers, and, like, I'll say it a lot too. Like, they did crush the regular season, and they did it against good pitching in the regular season at times, but they couldn't consistently do it against good pitching in the postseason. And, like, when they were playing the good teams, the record was like 500, basically. If you think, when you look back at the story of what took place for the 2025 Yankees in the regular season, 500 or better, they were about 500. And that's not good enough to win a championship.
Not only that, they were a combined 9-17 against the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. The two biggest rivals, our division rivals. They just put belt to ass the entire
yeah, that too. That's even worse, honestly. That's a great point as well that can't be overlooked. And the Yankees rectified it in the playoffs against Boston because Boston was undermanned. There was no Roman Anthony who was playing for Team USA. And they weaseled their way through it. Their offense was not even great, but they pitched well enough and played good enough defense, and the Red Sox didn't play good defense in that series. Shocking.
And that's it.
But the Blue Jays continue to do what the Blue Jays did all season to the Yankees. They dominated them. They beat them 3-1. They came into their old Bills and bullpen them out of the season.
That's it. And that's the frustrating thing. It's like, I love Joel Sherman with all my heart and soul, but he's like, oh, the Yankees just had a bad draw. No, they didn't.
It's not a bad draw. It's not a bad draw. And he's chill too. I don't mind him, but yeah, it's a...
I mean, but he's had some opposition, but recently it feels like he's like gone the complete opposite way. It's like he's trying to tell us, like, no, you guys are crazy if you don't love what the Yankees are doing. Like, Vegas loves the Yankees. It's like, we don't trust Vegas either, man. Like, what are you telling us?
No, you can't trust Vegas ever. I mean, even if they hit the win total, which they could, like, that doesn't guarantee a championship. And everyone always bets Yankees because of the brand name anyway. They don't even have to know what's going on in the field. They'll get the average better just because of who they are. Like, exactly. When it comes to a World Series bet, it doesn't mean that they're going to be in it for the World Series just because their odds are good. Like, no. Right. Or just because a piece of paper says they're going to win 95 games, or even a piece of paper says they're going to win their 90 games, doesn't mean either is correct. But, agreed. Yeah, so it's definitely some interesting stuff. But let's go around the league a little bit. So what were your thoughts on Zach Gallen going back to Arizona after a big drawn-out offseason that basically turned into the qualifying offer?
It's funny because I actually said that's where he needs to go back, right? At that point, no one else was offering him anything, and they desperately needed their, wouldn't even call him an ace at this point, but they need a top-end starter. And if they're going to compete, which, the Diamondbacks are in a very interesting position. I don't know what their direction is going forward, but I'm assuming they want to compete, right? Like, they put enough talent together, but with the Corbin Carroll injury, it feels like they're in a really tough position to start the season. I could see them as a team that makes some moves at the deadline, probably selling, just
I agree with you.
Pitching. So, I mean, I think it's a great move for them just to keep their starting pitching intact. You're right. Between him and they got Merrill Kelly back, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they did get Merrill Kelly back as well. He's actually getting the ball opening day. Merrill Kelly's the ace now.
Really?
Yeah, well, because Gallo wasn't ready probably, and they probably wanted to give Merrill the respect because like they brought him back and everything after they traded him. So I think it was like a combination of like that, and I think so. Merrill Kelly's the opening day starter for the D-backs.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is. I would say. Yeah, I mean, at that point, Gallen's what he had to do. Like, he's going to try to get it right in the year and like get paid when he gets the free agency again. Like the Diamondbacks could trade him at the deadline if they're not doing well, like you said. So his contract's very tradable for 1 year. So that definitely.
I hope he has to bounce back. I love his stuff.
Yeah, he carved the Yankees too in the beginning of the season, and then he was just bad. Like for after that for a while, like that curveball was on point that day too. Like I don't know what happened to him. Like I don't think he's completely shot. Like I did pick him up in my fantasy league, so I'm hoping for a bounce back as well in the dynasty setting. So I really bought him for pennies in the dollar. So I'm hoping he turns it around. So I think it's not a bad idea. So. Speaking of that, in their division, is anyone going to stop the Dodgers? Are we even is there any reason to even have these conversations? Like, who's stop? Is there any? If you do stop them, how do you do it anyway? If like, do you have any theories of who could cut them off, or like how they could be vulnerable?
You know, it's baseball, right? Everyone, it's injuries are going to happen. It's 162 games, right? So I'm not just going to give them the trophy. I think we all felt that way last year, and they were literally an IKF throwaway from losing.
It was very, very close. Like it wasn't just given to them. Like they really had to go earn it, and they did what they had to do. But it was really close to not happening.
Right, and if you looked at what the Blue Jays did, they kind of outperformed them in the World Series. If we're just frank, right? So
they did.
You still got to go out there and play. So I'm not gonna just be out and complain and say, oh, why are we playing the season? Right? It's baseball. I'm sure they'll cruise through the regular season. I don't foresee them having any major issues, even if they have any injuries. They have a roster that's so loaded that they can withstand anything for the most part.
Yeah.
And I don't really see any major competition out of the NL West for them. So I do anticipate
not really.
Right, you know, Padres step back, Rockies are Rockies, and then Diamondbacks are kind of meddling. So I think they should be fine. I think the Mets, if there's any team that has a chance, it would be the Mets, right? They got a quality ace. If they catch him on a short series, maybe that's the best thing that you could hope for. But it's really hard to repeat. Let's just say that, right? You've only seen it once in the last 20, 30 years for a reason. It's really hard in any sport to win 3 in a row. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think you made some good points. The D-backs to me are not even close to that level anymore. Like they had their chances, but right now they're kind of in disarray. The Padres, same thing. They bring in Nick Castellanos. What are your thoughts on Castellanos going to the Padres?
I think it's a good move for them. He'll probably DH for them, most likely, right?
I think they're having him play some first, too. He said he's been working out at first base, and they need a first baseman, so he might be playing first for them, actually.
Okay, I mean, he's never been the greatest defender, but he actually did play the infield, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he was a third baseman. He was a third baseman, yes.
When he was on the Tigers or when he had a prospect coming up. So, yes, I think he should be okay. I mean, I was looking at some statistics. They said year by year his bat speed has decreased. So that's some issues, why he's had some issues, you know, the last few years. But even with, you know, what he's doing, he's well above a league average player. What you're going to get from him is some quality at bats, and he can add to any team that he goes on. So it's a good addition, but Padres,
I think it's
a meddling middle state too.
Yeah, I think it's a good low risk, high reward for them because they don't have to pay much, and maybe and it's a low pressure situation for him. I don't think he liked being in Philly because, like, based off speaking to him, he doesn't really having that much fun playing for Philly. Like, he was going back and forth with the fans. After that good run at 22, it kind of just started slowly going downhill for him. So I think he's going to be happy for a change of scenery. He'll get to play loose, maybe play a little bit better. But there's definitely some decline, as you've noticed, like in some of the numbers in the bat speed. So how much does he have left? I guess we'll find out. If he doesn't play well, he might be out of the league. So this might be his last shot. So I think he's only 33 or 34, but he wasn't great last year. Like now he's on a minimum deal, so he doesn't play well next year. Like, and he doesn't really defend well, like you said. So like it's not. So he has to get it together quickly.
Agreed.
And I feel like the Giants could maybe be that second team if they can click. That
Yes.
Giants might be. I don't know if they'll. I'm not saying they're going to close the Dodgers down by any means, but like the Giants did do some stuff. They got a Rice. They got Bader. They did. There was another addition they made. I thought that was decent. I'm trying to remember what it was. They didn't get like that big ticket item, but they added like some small stuff.
I think they'll be fine. I like the Giants. They have a good team. Just overall, it's just it's really hard hitting in that ballpark. That ballpark is so tough to hit in, or Cole
Yeah.
Park. So they'll never have. I think I saw a stat. They haven't had a 30 home run hitter in like the last 20 something years. So
Well, they had Willie Adamas finally cracked that this year. He popped 30.
yes, he did. Yes, he did. Finally, yes. So,
It was
and
literally
he's
on
a
the
lineup.
it was literally
Right
on the
over there, he
nose
got
too.
30.
Yeah, it was exactly 30. Okay, so we got Tyler Malley in the fold. He could be a good buy low option for them. They did Adrian Hauser was whatever. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Yeah, so like they didn't really make any big splashy moves. Like kind of built around the edges to try to correct some stuff. But we'll see what they end up doing. Bryce Eldridge might be a big prospect for them, so if he could take a
Yes,
jump, that would be good for him. So we're gonna
absolutely.
have to see. I don't know if anyone's in the chat. I can't see much. It doesn't look like it right now. But okay, so those were some good topics. So you did bring up the Mets, so let's touch the Mets stuff since we both done a lot
Yes,
of Mets
sir.
stuff. So you think the Mets could
Yes.
be the second best team in the National League? Or do you think they're do you think they're the most equipped to take down the Dodgers because of Peralta and McLean potentially?
I think so, just because of on paper, just looking at the names that they have on paper. But that's never how sports work, right? You can add all the like last year, and it's interesting. I actually heard Steve Cohen. He talked and he said there's a different energy around the clubhouse
Yeah, I
coming
did
into
listen
this
to him
year.
too. Actually, it was a cool interview.
Yes, he said some great things, and I love his enthusiasm. And what I love about him as an owner is like he's not delusional, and I'm not saying that Hal is delusional or anybody on
You
the
know, I
Mets
get it.
roster,
I
but
get it. Yeah,
he
we
takes the
good.
stance is like if we're not good enough, then something needs to change, right?
Hmm.
Just doing the same things over and over and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity, right? So I
Yeah.
appreciate his effort and his willingness to say, you know what, things weren't working out. Pete Alonso, that's going to be a hard pill to swallow. But hey, here's a Bo Bichette, right? Here's Freddie Peralta, right? We're going to actually make these
Yeah.
big splashes and these big moves. And you have Juan Soto and Lindor on your back end, right? So I think they have a good roster. It's going to be interesting. The thing that I'm concerned about is Bo Bichette. His defense was never great at
Yeah,
short to
me
begin with.
too.
How does he transition on third base? Like, what does he do there, and how is he going to fare out? I think that's pretty much the biggest question
Yeah,
for
that's a
them.
fair one too. And now the issue with Lindor being out, and
The handmade,
they don't
yes,
want to put Bo at short, which I kind of get because like then you would be ruining the third base progress, but like it probably makes the team weaker because
right,
if you put Bo at short, then you could put Vientos or Beatty at third, and that's like a normal situation. But now you can't play Brett or Vientos at short. Maybe Brett could play short; he's athletic, but that still would be a stretch. Vientos obviously can't play short, but like
right.
Brett Beatty maybe, but that's still a big stretch. I think he should still be in their lineup, maybe as like the super utility guy now. I think
Okay,
they will use him a lot. The Entos might get some looks at first now because that's kind of open. That's another problem too. You're having Jorge Polanco play first for the first time,
right,
and we both
right.
like his bat, but we have no idea how he's going to be as a first
As a
baseman.
defensive, right, right.
Yeah,
So
so
that's a lot of question
yeah,
marks
those corner
defensively.
defensive issues could be a problem, and we saw how bad defense could be undoing, like with the Yankees in the World Series and a few other costly times. So like,
Right,
it can come back to get you when you least expect it. So the Mets might need to shore up that bench, get some good defensive replacements going in some of these
right.
situations.
And I think what it really comes down to for the Mets, as it kind of did last year, is their pitching. What will their
Yeah,
pitching do? They great addition with Freddie Peralta. I think he should have a great year. Like you said, what was his name? Their prospect,
McLean.
no, McLean, Nolan
He's very
McLean. He
good.
had
I
a
like McLean.
very good, had a really good season last year. He came out, he showed that he's capable. Then you have Senga, he's still there. He's
Yeah, what's
showed he
he
can
gonna
be an
do?
ace, right? What's
Yeah,
he
let's
gonna do,
see.
right? So it's very dependent that defense and pitching go hand in hand. So can their defense withstand what their pitchers are hoping to do this year? David Stearns is a very and I like what they did with their pitching staff last year. I'm not with what the pieces that they had. They did a decent job, but can they take the next step this year? I think the Mets have a really good future. But I did find it interesting coming off of adding Juan Soto that they find that there's more optimism this year than last year. Because I'm hard pressed to believe that, right? Like you came coming off of an NLCS appearance and you add Juan Soto.
Well, I'll say a couple things here. It's probably hard. I think they're lying if they tell you they were more optimistic at this time last year. They probably feel better about it now because that's hindsight 2020. But if you look at the rosters from this year to last year, the big difference is the pitching because you had Peralta last year. You know what Nolan McLean is now. You didn't know what Nolan McLean was last year. So that's two big differences right there. Clay Holmes, you didn't know what he was. He actually ends up being better than I thought he would be, honestly. I got to give him credit for that one. The biggest problem was Manaea was the nose showing he was injured a lot. Is he going to be buying? He's already talking about loose bodies in his elbow, so that doesn't bode well for them. I don't know why he's not getting that taken care of. Like, I talked to someone with the Mets that was like not happy about that. They're like, just get it taken care of already. Like, we already went through this last year. Like, so I don't know what's up with that. But Jonah Tong is a guy I'm very interested in still. I got to speak with him a couple times. I still think he has more in there. He'll probably start the year in AAA, but I think he's the first man up if they need another starter, most likely.
Agreed.
And then you have Peterson, who needs to turn around after a good beginning and did not end the season well. So, like, it's all there for them. It's just, there are a lot of questions, though, still. It's not, like, perfectly said that, they're definitely the best, second best in NL. Like, no, I'm not going to go that far. But, like, it has the potential to be. I think the Braves are going to be a thorn in their side, though, because they added so many Suarez's this offseason. Robert Suarez from the Padres. They added him, and I think that's a really good addition, yes.
Deadly 8-9 combo. You got Raisel Iglesias. And
yes, they brought him back. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness, that's going to be nasty. I was literally going to say the Braves, they're looking to bounce back this year. You know they're not going to sit by idly.
Yeah.
And then the Phillies are also going to, they're running it back for the most part.
But, the Phillies are doing Yankees path kind of deal in a way because they whipped on Bo Bichette, which was huge, and the Mets stole him, so that ends up being a huge swing in the division. And they also lost Ranger Suarez to the Red Sox, so a lot of stuff happened.
Yes,
and then Zach Wheeler, is he going to be all right? That's a big one.
Right. Yeah, the Phillies. It should be an interesting season. What happens with them? Because if they don't succeed this year, this core is probably out of here. They'll probably make some major moves with this core.
Yeah, I agree with you.
He doesn't look too happy with Dave Dombrowski. The comments still.
We can talk about that. One of my friends texted me and said, "I'm telling you now, Bryce Harper will be a Yankee at some point."
Praying. Imagine him at first base, and then you put Ben Rice, put him at catcher. I love Austin Wells, the 212 hitter. Put Ben Rice at catcher, put Bryce at first.
Or the other vision is that once you move off Stan, which is coming soon because there's only 2 years left, Bryce Harper is the DH, or Bryce is at first and Bryce DH, just because I think Bryce will be the best DH around probably, but he can't do it yet because Stanton is here still. So, I definitely think that's a possibility there. So, that's definitely some interesting topics. So we hit the Yankees. Give me a player that you're most excited for that people may not be talking up as much. And then the other side of the coin, someone that you think is getting overhyped that might end up disappointing, and I'll counter with my thoughts after.
Is this all of MLB, or are we just...
No, just Yankees for this part.
Okay, someone that I expect to have a really good year this year. I'll give you one for each. For offense, I think Jason Dominguez. I think he will have a breakout season. I think Stanton obviously will get injured at some point.
Okay.
And he will have to step in, and I truly do believe that he will force the Yankees' hand. And unfortunately, it'll probably come at his expense because he'll probably get traded. But I think that Dominguez will show that he is the product. Because they'll have no choice, right? What happens if he plays really well, right? They're not going to just, say, okay, we're going to keep you as a bench. I don't think it's fair to him. So I think he plays his way into some value and has a really good season. A player that I expect to not have a really great season, Ryan McMahon.
Okay.
Love his defense, but it's just completely unacceptable. Like his hitting stats, even in
Colorado.
I know. It makes absolutely no sense.
Oh yeah, it's brutal.
You're paying this guy $15 million to be a platoon. I don't get it. I appreciate his defense. I love what he represents, but I'm not too bullish on Ryan McMahon this year.
No, that's completely fair, and I'll give you an answer that will surprise you for my guy for optimism. Austin Wells is my optimistic guy. That's my optimistic guy. So I'll go against you with that because
Tell me why. Tell
okay,
me
I'll
why.
give
I'd
you
love
some
to
good
hear your
reasons
reason.
why. Well, he did pop 21 homers last year, and he still had over
Fair.
70 RBI. So it's not like he's a complete stick up there. Can't do anything.
Right.
Does he need to hit better with average and on base? Yes. Like I think he needs to just change the approach of like getting too swing happy sometimes. Like he swings at bad pitches in like the wrong counts. I've noticed like in certain
Agreed.
situations. Like he'll hit that first pitch pop up that you don't want. Like when you're starting a rally. Sometimes I get it. But sometimes he barrels the ball, has nothing to show for it, it flies out to the track. Like there's definitely a few of those.
Right.
And then here's what Jared said about McMahon. You better hope he touches the porch a few times.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hopefully.
yeah, that's literally
That's
all
the best
you
case
have.
scenario,
Yeah,
right?
like that's
That's all
about
you
it.
got.
I mean, Austin Wells will definitely do that at least. Speaking of the porch, so Wells is
Right.
good for a few of those, and his defense is really good too. So I think he's still a legitimate catcher. I mean, you'd like to see the average get higher. He can steal a few bags on occasion too. I mean, I think there's still more to Austin Wells. Like I wouldn't be so quick to shut the door on him. He obviously has to hit better against lefties, but he did have a big hit against Crochet, if you remember, when the Yankees rocks him that one
Yes.
time.
Yes. I do
So
remember.
he has done it on occasion. He needs to get more consistent against lefties and have better play discipline. And I think you'll see what you want to see from him.
Okay, could definitely see it. Definitely could see that for sure.
So, guy I'm disappointed in. McMahon, I was going to do, but I'll do someone else. I mean, if I had to think of someone that might, like, not meet expectations, I mean, if I go, I like Jazz at second. I won't do Jazz. You know what? I mean, it's very simple. Trent Grisham is the obvious one. I'm gonna have to keep harping on it. And if I'm wrong,
Yes.
I'm wrong. But I just don't think it was a good investment at $22 million. I just
Couldn't agree
can't.
more.
Because think
Couldn't
about
agree
it.
more.
You boosted the payroll, but all you did was pay Bellinger and Grisham more. Like you didn't add anything to the payroll. Like Weathers does not make any money. Like I've stressed this a million times. Like he makes a few $1,000,000 maybe. Like that's not really adding to the payroll.
Right.
So the
So
defense
which
gives you wiggle room to test him out.
right.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Austin Wells with that. I'm
Yes.
assuming. So yeah,
So you have the most
exactly.
expensive outfield in baseball. You're literally paying Judge 40, you're paying Bellinger 40.
Yes.
That's 80, and then you have Trent. So that's $100 million just tied up in the outfield.
Well, Mookie Betts and Kyle Tucker and the Dodgers might be close, I would think. Well, Betts is an infielder now, so technically, I guess you're right. Yeah, there you go. So the Yankees probably do have the most expensive outfield, and there's definitely room for disappointment with all that money. So I'm gonna go with Trent Grisham.
Okay.
If you want to do pitching too, how are you feeling about the pitchers?
Pitcher, I feel decent about this year. I would ask people to temper their expectations. As you can see, Garrett Cole is probably one of my favorite pitchers of all time. Not even
Yeah,
just as a Yankee.
I understand
truly-
that.
I think coming off of a Tommy John surgery, I think that we saw, for example, Spencer Strider, who's younger, liver arm, struggled, and there's many
Yeah,
other examples. Of
Alcantara.
pitchers that come up. Alcantara, Cy Young winner, younger, right? It just adding Garrett Cole is not just this. We're good, right? We're getting our.
That's why the run back is so annoying because like there's no guarantee of what Garrett's gonna do, and I'm not gonna say Garrett's disappointed because I'm not expecting the old Garrett Cole to run through the door this year, so I won't say he's disappointing. But I like how you're setting up to not like get overly excited for it just in case it doesn't work out as people expect. Not to say that Garrett's gonna be a disappointment, but he might not meet certain people's expectations, which are up here, which should probably be like here because it's like
That's it.
the Tommy John situation. Although Verlander was great, and he had it when he was older than Garrett Cole. So,
True.
like, there is a possibility that happens as well. We just don't know.
If there's anyone who can do it, right, it's Garrett Cole. As from what I've seen,
Yeah.
his resolve as a pitcher, what he represents, I wholeheartedly believe that he can.
Yes, and Garrett was with Justin in Houston, so he definitely learns a lot from him, but not during the rehab because I believe Justin got hurt when Garrett was over with the Yankees. So I don't.
Yes.
So he didn't see the rehab with Justin, but he definitely learns a lot from him, obviously. So
He added the new windup. He did the over-the-head windup. I'm very interested to see how that looks in the season as well. If he's
yeah.
gonna continue that.
Speaking of Justin, what were your thoughts with him going back to the Tigers? That was pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, that was a pretty good move by them, actually. I'm very interested to see how the Tigers do this year. The Pacoda standings don't like them that much. I was very shocked to see that.
Yeah, I did notice that actually.
they didn't like them that much. But I don't see in their division who's going to stop them. Right, their division is very weak. The Guardians
Nobody.
are the Guardians. The Twins are the Twins. The Royals, they're not
That's
there
the
yet.
only one that might make maybe a little hesitation coming into the season if they can figure some things out.
Right, but the Tigers, I think that's a good solid move for them. A nice veteran who can shore up again. They had an injury. I believe Reese Olson is going to be done
Yeah,
for the
they
year.
did.
Yes, so that was a great signing for them. I think that was the response, right? That's why they ended up signing
Yes,
him
that's
because,
what happened. Justin wanted to be there all along, but they waited a while because like they needed an opening, I guess, and they finally got Reese Olson.
and that's a great move. I don't know why it took so long. And once you get a perception about you in the MLB, it's really hard to shake it, right? But I love that move with oh my God, what is his name? Out of lefty.
Valdez.
Valdez.
Yeah, Valdez. We're gonna get to Valdez too because he's a bigger pillar, obviously. And I think the Tigers became off-season winners quickly, rather because at first they were big losers to me because I was disappointed in what they were doing as someone who's gonna like cover them. Like I wanted to see them do more. So like they did. Now they met expectations to actually exceed them. I didn't expect them to go in all in like that. Like I was calling for Framber. And they did it. I was shocked when it happened, but I was pleasantly surprised. Verlander. Yep.
Former manager, perfect move.
Yeah, the cross-up thing was probably overblown. Like, I know it didn't look good, and it was against the Yankees and all that, but I think it got too much hype, and I think it kind of shrinked his market to the point the Tigers were able to get him actually. So I think it actually worked to their advantage. And AJ Hinch knows him, like you said, so he wouldn't bring him in if he thought there was a real issue. And I think the Tigers are a dangerous team, and to me, they have almost as good a chance as anyone in the American League to go to the World Series. Like they weren't that far off last year. I mean, Kevin McConnell's coming. That's a great prospect that I've gone to speak with, and I think he's going to make a huge difference for them. They have other guys too. I just think they need a righty somewhere because it's really only Glaber and Hobby too. But your high righty bats you trust are kind of like Torque and Glaber. They could probably use another guy there, but it's tough to fit it because they have so many guys already, and they have all these platoon things that AJ Hinch works. So he'll figure it out. He always does, but I think the Tigers are a winner this offseason. Dodgers, obviously. I think the Mets ended up being a late winner, too. At first, I definitely had them in the loser category when there was no Diaz and Alonso, but they shifted all the momentum. Another guy we didn't even speak about that they added was Luis Robert. What do you think about that one?
Oh, man, I think he's going to be a great addition for them. I actually love that move. And in my mind, I was really hoping that the Yankees would have done that because, again, I'm just looking at the outfielder market, right? And we needed a right-handed bat. I hate to keep circling back to the Yankees, but
I thought about him too a little bit.
Even if not, why not Harrison Bader? He's getting $10 million. He had a 115 OPS to Trent Grisham's 125 OPS last year with better defense, right? I understand it would be kind of like we've had Bader before, but at 10 million versus 20 million, that's what I'm looking at.
You could make a case for that. I know one of my other friends brought up that argument too. He was like, that's a big money difference for not that big of a gap in talent in theory, which could make sense. The only thing is that Bader might regress because I was overperforming some numbers, so we'll have to see how that goes. But and Grisham actually looked good compared to what was expected. So there was some stuff that showed it wasn't an outlier, but we still only 1 year, so we don't know fully. And can Grisham's defense get better if he has a fully healthy hammy now? I would hope, but it's definitely an interesting debate. So who else do you think were some winners and losers in the offseason? I view the Yankees as a loser right off the rip, by the way. I just don't think they did enough to improve in Judge's window like we were talking about.
I think the Blue Jays, that signing of Dylan Cease, I like how aggressive they were, right?
Yeah, they could be winners too for me, yeah.
I think losing Bo definitely hurt, but with the additions that they made, they've had some really tough injuries, though. Anthony Santander he's pretty much done for the next 6 months. So Bieber, so we'll see what happens with them. But I think they had a good offseason. I think the Red Sox had a good offseason despite losing Bregman. I really do think that they're the pitching additions. They're going to be really a problem, and they have such great youth. Roman Anthony's going to come back. They're going to have a really good season. I really do believe that.
Caleb Durbin's definitely a sneaky pickup, former Yankees prospect that could definitely be a thorn to the Yankees' sides. I'm feeling
absolutely. I think he will have a great season as well with them. That he'll be a good approximation Bregman. He won't be the Alex Bregman, of course, but he should fill his position pretty decently.
Yeah, it's like the Moneyball board. Like you'll fill it in the aggregate with like half the like production of Bregman kinds of. Oh yeah, yeah, basically. And Breslow does that stuff, so like he's definitely looking at it that way too. We're not even. It's funny. So I think the Red Sox I can't have them as slam dunk winners because they didn't get the big bat. Like Wilson Contreras is a nice bat, not the big bat though. But I do like the move for Wilson. I would have liked him as a Yankees fit too, honestly, because that's a righty bat, could have played first, even catch maybe in a pinch. I mean, if Bryce is going to catch, why can't Wilson Contreras catch? Like that's literally that's what I was saying. Like as we were going through this, but the Yankees weren't in there. Obviously, it would have been nice, would have balanced out some stuff. But I think the Red Sox had a decent offseason. I'll put them as slight winners. Yeah, I mean, Ranger was a big addition. Sonny Gray could be hit or miss, but probably will help them. Azevedo from the Pirates. Acevedo, there we go. From the Pirates, I think he's an intriguing ad from them. So I think they can still get a bat during the season. I guess they really need to find that bat. So Marcelo Mayer could be a good guy to break out, as well as Roman Anthony. That's another guy.
Another team that I think had a really good offseason, the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah.
They made a lot of moves to make a step forward. I'm not going to say that they made these drastic moves. They made some moves. They got Ozuna. They bolstered up the starting bullpens, the starting pitching staff around Paul Skeens. So I think that they should have a decent season. The biggest losers for me are the Brewers. I don't know what the hell they were.
Yeah, Brewers definitely losing. Yeah, Cubs. I'll say Cubs winning because they got Cabrera and Alex Bregman. I was not expecting all that from them. So Cubs definitely win for me.
For sure.
I think they added some bullpen help too.
Yes.
So Pirates I like as a winner as well. I like the Brandon Lau addition a lot. Big Brandon Lau guy. Big Brandon Lau guy over here. I'm happy to see
him.
Such
a quality player.
Yes.
Such a quality player.
Brian O'Hare's another quality guy they added. So they added Ozuna, like you said. So that's 3 bats. And they also traded for the password in that Acevedo trade, which is an interesting deal. So they added 4 bats. So they're actually trying to improve. Well, so that is good, yes.
See them having a really good year this year for sure.
Yeah, and another loser to me is the Astros. What are they doing? The Astros to me is just like Like I know they got Imai, but like what are they really doing? Like I don't really see much going on over there. Pirates said fuck defense, we need offense. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's what I love it. I love what Bryce said. They brought it up with pitching. Fuck it, let's go. Full steam ahead. I mean, I honestly appreciate it because the Reds, they didn't really do too much this offseason.
Yeah, I like bringing Gino back, but I can't put them as winners. No, they're not winners. Right. Are they losers? I mean, kinds of maybe, but not like drastic losers. But not like they're like in the middle. Yeah, right. Cubs big win. Brewers definitely L to me as well. I don't even like the Caleb Durbin trade. Honestly, I thought they I think they got a lot less than they could have. Undersold is what the word I was looking for. Yeah. Cardinals are kind of like in the middle. Like they're kind of did their rebuild, but they didn't trade Brendan Donovan, so I can't really say much of that. They did trade him. What the hell? Yeah, they did trade Brendan Donovan. You know what?
Winners as well.
I'll say Cardinals are winners for doing what they set out to do.
Right.
Because Mariners bigger winners for getting Donovan. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why I blanked out in that trade for a second.
That's going to be a very big move for them. I think that losing Polanco was pretty big for them. He came up huge for them in the offseason, but Donovan is such a quality player. He's just, every team could use a Brendan Donovan. So I think that he will, especially in Seattle, I feel like they'll fall in love with him out there.
Yeah, I think he fits them perfectly. He fits them like a glove because they needed someone that doesn't strike out so much, which is why I don't think Suarez is there anymore. And they have Cole Emerson who's coming up and Cole Young who's going to play. So they're definitely looking at the future a little bit while trying to build on a very good team. I still think my top 4 in the American League while we're there, Mariners, Tigers, Yankees, and Blue Jays in no order. Those are my top 4 guns right now, just like last year, which I can see a similar situation where it's the same DSs, just the teams are mix and match, or maybe some different home field advantages. Because I still think those are the 4 best teams in the American League.
Agreed.
The Red Sox 5, I would say that 6 spot's kind of up for grabs. Now we'll kind of get into, we're going to cross into some predictions a little bit. So, who would you put in that 6? Or, do you have the Red Sox as a playoff team also?
I definitely do have the Red Sox as a playoff team.
Me too.
They'll have 3. You know who's the 6th team? The Orioles. I think the
Okay.
Royals will
Oh,
make some
we're
noise.
going four board AL East. Wow.
Unfortunately, I think that
Wow.
I don't see. Detroit should win the Central, right?
I think
So
so.
then,
Yes.
so who do you believe in Kansas City that much? I think that they should be
Maybe.
competing. It
Maybe.
depends,
It's
right?
well, Cole Reagans will be back. It'll be huge for him.
Literally, it's so funny. That was the first player that came to my mind. I was going to say some Cole
How could you
Reagans. If he can
not?
take another step
Yeah.
up. Love him. He could be a Cy Young winner this year for
He's
sure.
a dark horse. Yeah, I like
Yes.
Brian Wu as a dark horse too. I'm definitely big
Yes.
into Brian Wu. So,
Yes.
yeah, I think the Royals could be that team maybe, and another team that could maybe wake up is the Rangers because they did get but I don't know. Things are a little bit clunky over there. Like they trade Simeon, they get Nimmo,
Right.
like they get rid of a lot of their bullpen. They do keep Seager, despite a lot of rumors they might trade him. They did
Their
get
bullpen.
Mackenzie Gore. Their bullpen's a disaster though. Yeah,
That's the thing.
that's probably their
And
undoing.
Right. And can they stay healthy?
And the
Of course,
rotation's
Seager-
actually good, but like injury
Yes.
questions too.
always the health is just for them. If they can stay healthy, they can be a dangerous team for sure. I could see them making some noise. Absolutely. Astros,
Yeah.
they're always competitive, but
Yeah,
I don't
I'm not
know.
really
I don't know.
feeling it with them. I don't really see too much over there. Like they're trying to trade Isak Paredes because like they can't deal Christian Walker. They don't even know. They're still trying to like figure out their roster and where to spring training.
Right.
So like I can't say I
Right.
feel too good about them. They traded Sanchez to the Blue Jays. That's actually another deal we forgot to mention. Jesus
Yes.
Sanchez. I feel like that's a sneaky pickup for the Blue Jays for some reason. Why can I
don't
see the
know.
Blue Jays turning him into a beast for some reason? I don't know why.
But if you look at how he played, he fit another player that fits their profile. Like they added such players, a bunch of players that fit their team and fit their
That's what they
so
do
well.
really well, yes.
And I think he was going to have a breakout season for them. I truly do believe. I like his bat as well. I think he's a good player. He played well on the Marlins. I'm surprised they got rid of him, but
It's the
part of
Marlins,
it.
yeah.
Right. They do what they do. But I think he should have a good season with them. Absolutely. Replacing Santander.
I think a big loser is actually the Tampa Bay Rays in the offseason. They didn't really do anything. Like they traded Lau. Like what else did they really do?
I
Like
didn't get all of
they
that.
did a
got
bunch
rid
of 3-team
Lau.
trades. Yeah,
They got rid of Josh Lowe as well. I mean, it's like, geez. Oh, man. Josh Lowe, who did they send him to? I think they sent him to...
I'm trying to think. I draw a blank really quick, but I know what you're talking about. What
They
team-
definitely traded him. I can't remember to who.
I'll find
but I
out in a
was
second.
surprised.
Don't worry. That'll take 2 seconds.
No problem. But
He's on the Angels now.
The
Yeah.
Angels were big winners this year. They might be a quality team for the number 6 spot. I could see them having a decent season.
They did add a bunch of stuff, like they did Romano, they did Drew Smiley. They did a bunch of creative things, like Alek Manoah. They're trying to get him back to stature. I'm trying to think. They did a couple other low key moves. I think they re-signed Juan Moncada, right?
Yes, they did bring back Juan Moncada. They got some starting pitching, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
They did.
Grayson Rodriguez. There we go. That was a big
Taylor
win for
Ward.
them. Yes,
Taylor
that
Ward
was a
was
good
very
deal
good.
for them. I don't know why the Orioles did that. I did not like that move for them, really.
I
Kirby
think it's
Yates
short term.
and Brett Suter also were added to the Angels along with Von Grissom. So yeah, they were really busy. They're making an effort out there.
I like
So,
their young talent.
They could be a mild winner maybe. Grayson Rodriguez, yes, that's our guy.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think who else in the divisions. Royals did okay. I'm gonna say they're a huge winner. Oh, here's a fun winner. Actually, I think you'll agree with me. White Sox.
Yes.
Not like they're going to be a playoff team, but good off season.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate a team just taking another direction, right? And you can only be shitty, but for so long, right? They're finally making some moves, and you're gonna make. I'm surprised that the White Sox got Murakami. I'm not gonna lie, I really thought.
Yeah, that was a random one. But they took advantage of the situation similar to what Detroit did with Framber Valdez. So I thought it was a savvy move for the White Sox to take a chance on a guy like that could maybe blow up for them or be a huge trade asset and give them more assets. So I definitely applaud that move. I'm gonna say in the division, one of the biggest losers to me, and this is really tough to talk about, but we'll do it quickly. The Cleveland Guardians. Guardians are a massive loser. Not only do they have the terrible situation going on with Clase and Luis Ortiz, who are never going to throw a major league pitch again and probably both going to jail most likely, but that's neither here nor there. They terrible, but
sad stuff.
Not only just that, they've literally done nothing to make their team better, like nothing. Like
Nothing.
I can't not like actually nothing, and it's insane because their roster is not that good and they overachieved last year by a lot.
1,000%.
And
100%.
they're not going to be able to get those same performances again from some of the guys they got last year, like especially with the
Right.
pitching. Like they don't. It's like Tanner Bybee's their ace, and he's a fine pitcher. No disrespect, but it's not an ace. Like
Right.
they don't have anything like that scares you really, besides J Ram. And J Ram's a dog, obviously one of my favorite players in this league. And they extended him again. He took a team-friendly deal. I love the man to death, but I wish he would try to go win a championship somewhere, almost like Mike Trout, although he got close. He's gotten close. They made the playoffs a bunch of times at least. So he's been on the doorstep, especially 2016 when he was a kid with the Indians or whatever. But yeah, they're a massive loser to me. Very, very boring and non-content off season from them.
I'll stay in the division as well. The Twins. What are we doing?
Big losers there, massive losers there.
Like,
That's
what
some
are
bad.
we doing?
And they're not going to trade Pablo. They're not going to trade Buxton or Joe Ryan when the team's absolutely awful. Huge losers, absolutely. The Pollock family, whatever's going on with that, is just completely unacceptable. Like the Twins are a disgrace, honestly. Like they're not going to compete. They said they're trying to get Framber, Freddie Pearl, so don't be playing in the big kids pool. You ain't in the big kids pool trying to pump Vegas like that. Like you ain't touching any of those pitchers. Like let's get serious here for a minute.
Yeah, no one took them serious, but they'll definitely be moving some people at the deadline.
You would think if they wake up and see what's going on out there. Yeah, I mean that's a huge loser. Yeah, I definitely agree.
I guess the mindset for the Central is just like our division is not like great, right? Although I think the Tigers are clearly the best team in the division. I think they're just like, whatever.
We'll get lucky maybe and not spend that much money. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, I hate that mindset, but what can you do?
Yeah, I agree with you there. So like, I know the Nationals is another team. What's going on in DC? They're big losers to me too. They're not doing anything to make their team better. The Mackenzie Gore trade was like okay, but like they're not really doing anything. Marlins are like kind of stalemate. I won't say loser or winner. Like not much there really. But Nationals to me stick out. Phillies are a loser to me too because they didn't get better really. They kind of just ran it back. I mean, Brad Keller's a nice addition, but like it's not enough. And they lost
for what their goals are. Right?
No, Braves are a winner. The NL West D-backs kind of like stalemated. Giants, I can't say they're a huge winner, but not like a loser per se. Padres like stalemate them. Dodgers winner. Yeah. Rockies continue to be the Rockies, so they're always going to be losers. But yeah.
I think we pretty much went through every single division there.
Yeah, so you want to do some predictions for like awards and stuff?
Sure. And then wrap it up here.
Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah.
Yes, I think we went through everything.
I'll check the rundown really quick, but I think we did everything. But you could go through the awards while I do that.
Okay, for Cy Young, I know, kind of cliche, and I know most people are probably going to be, but I really do think that Tarek Skubal is going to try to go for his third Cy Young in a row. If not him, then Garrett Crochet. I know they were 1-2 last year, but they're both really special pitchers, and it's tough when you're a lefty. Though the look and when they're throwing 199, 100, and then they're throwing the nasty splitters, changeup. It's really tough to hit them at any point. So I could see those two competing for Cy Youngs for the next 5-10 years. NL. I think Peralta, just come on, every time a pitcher's going into a contract year, I really expect him to have a really good year. I think that he'll have a really good run for Cy Young. And I love Michael King. I've always loved him as a pitcher. I think he's such a talented pitcher. I think he's a dark horse for a Cy Young as well. And then MVP, I'll keep it simple. AL, I think Bobby Witt Jr. will take a really big step up this year. I think he's shown he's really talented. I think he'll have a really big season this year. And then NL. I think Acuna is due to have a breakout season.
Okay.
If he can just stay healthy,
I
think he should have a really good season. I like the Braves, and I like them to be a sneaky dark horse team to have a really good season this year.
All right, yeah. So you gave us the MVPs and the Cy Youngs, and we went through some divisional stuff. So, how about Manager of the Year?
Manager of the Year. what is the name of the manager? Craig Counsell for the
Yeah,
Cubs.
yeah,
I think if the Cubs have a really good season, I think that they should. There's no reason they shouldn't win 95 plus games. They
yeah.
should run the Central. I think he'll have a really good season. Yeah, they had a really good season last year, but I think that they should take the next step with the addition of Bregman. I like Craig Counsell this year to win Manager of the Year. AL. I hate to say this, but oh boy, out of Boston. What's his name?
Cora.
Alex Cora, yeah. I think that the Red Sox are really going to have a good season this year. I truly do believe that. And I'm saying this as a diehard Yankees supporter. I think that the Red Sox are going to be a scary team this year.
Okay. Give me hints for American League and National League. I'll say Mendoza. It's a surprise to
Okay.
Mets people. I'll say that he
Okay.
turns it around, and the Mets
I like
do
that.
maybe meet the Dodgers in the CS.
I like that.
I won't. I'll save my other picks for another time, but I'll give you my managers of the year. I mean, the Cy
I
Youngs
like
and
that.
MVPs are kind of draws, but it's tough to. Tarek is like, how am I gonna go against him? Really, like
Right.
MVP, I want to say Judge because he's going for the 3P too, and then
Of
like.
course.
For the National League, like it's hard to go against Otani. Maybe Soto breaks through, and then if you want to do NL Cy Young, it's definitely Skeens probably if you want to go with Chalk. But if you want to go against Chalk, maybe Yamamoto plays like he just carries his momentum into the regular season this year.
Could see
Unless
that.
he's worn
Yes.
down, that's the only issue. He
Right.
might be worn down, as I think he's doing his WBC too. So I don't know if he's
Yes.
gonna be able to outstand all that, but like he could be a sneak. He could be a good pick maybe if I want to go off the chalky board. So, how about
Okay.
NL Central? I like the Cubs to win NL Central, I think, based off what happened. The Brewers missed the
Yes.
playoffs. Everything catches up to them.
Yeah.
Dodgers obviously win the West. Give me the Braves and the Mets in the East. And then West, I'll say the Giants sneak into a playoff spot. And then I'll say, like, the Pirates or Reds somehow find their way into the playoffs again.
I'll lean Pirates. I think Pirates. I think they'll have a good season this year.
So the American League, you said Orioles. I'll say Royals make that sixth spot, not Orioles. I'll
Okay.
say Royals get the sixth spot,
That's fair.
and so we'll have some similarities and differences there. So we're gonna end with this now. The Yankees, we have two final points. Your biggest reason for optimism and your biggest reason for concern. I think you already stated concern, so why don't we try
Yeah.
optimism?
I'll just stick with optimism. I think that, well, when you have the best hitter in baseball, without a doubt, Aaron Judge coming off hot, I feel like that playoff run kind of cemented his legacy. He just needs to win a World Series. That was a big part of it. But I think that, I know he doesn't lack any confidence, but I think coming off the playoff run that he just had, I could see him going for 60 plus home runs this year. As long as Aaron Judge stays healthy, I've never seen a better hitter in my lifetime. I think he's amazing, one of the best players. And overall as a team, I like the vibes on the team. I love the camaraderie as a team. I love everything. Like, that's one thing. They seem to be very together. Everyone likes each other. The vibes are good. So I like that about the team. I'm not going to say that everything is all bad. Again, they won 94 games last year and they're running it back, right? The concern is that, of course, everything is not going to go according to plan as it did last year, but then there could be some things that happen. Maybe Anthony Volpe, year 4, takes a step forward. Maybe McMahon finds a way to hit 250 instead of 210, right?
Yeah.
Ben Rice takes a huge step forward. Maybe he hits 35 home runs and it takes this leap forward that we've all expected. Austin Wells hits 250 and hits 25 home runs, right? So there's so many things that could go right as well. That matches the question mark. So there's a lot to look forward this season, and Cam Schlittler as well. I really want to see what he does following that playoff performance. Like, there's a lot of things to be optimistic with this team for sure.
Okay, I'll lean into that too. I'll just say the one negative thing that we didn't discuss much, but we will quick here, is the bullpens concerns me because like
My biggest concern.
you're relying on a lot of unknowns, and they normally
Yes.
this is even more unusual for them than normal because like yes they do this sometimes, but it's like half a bullpen of guys that like aren't that established really in theory. Like that's why this is a little bit different than how they've done in the past. So that's what
Right.
I would say. Like, is there a way they bring a guy in to make me feel better about it? I don't know. Another thing I have for concerns the bench. The bench is very clunky and awkward right now. Like it's not. It doesn't really synergy. It doesn't have good synergy to me because like
Agreed.
you have JC as a catcher, which is cool. He's a lefty. There's a million lefties, but that's not my biggest issue. Like you have Paul Goldschmidt, who I don't really think should even be on the team anymore. And then like do you even have a fourth outfielder? You're talking about something to make us a AAA, but who's the fourth outfielder if you do that? Like, do you do like Oswaldo again, but he might not be ready because like he has to go. He might need some more rehab games. Like,
Right.
the bench is very weird right now, and you have three guys that are locked to be on it unless the roster changes: Rosario, Goldschmidt, and Escara, in essence.
Right.
Because Bryce is your starting first baseman, so he can't be your backup catcher.
Right.
So, and that leaves one spot for an outfielder. Is it the righty outfielder? Does Dominguez go to the minors? Like, it's so many different things that are like weird with the way the bench is made up right now.
Right. I agree.
But if I'll end on a high note. Let's end on a high note. I mean, they had a bunch of guys hit 20 homers last year. Can you have a whole lineup 1 through 9 hit 20 homers with McNair playing every day? Yes. Have they had big homer outputs before, failed in October? Yes. But maybe this is the year the home runs finally drop in October. Maybe they finally get it out. Maybe it's their due. Maybe it's the law of averages. Like, maybe
Agreed.
Cole comes back and he's like at least 75% of the Cole that we've been used to seeing. And if he's 75 to 80%, then you sign a deal right now. Maybe Ryan Weathers stays healthy. Maybe LeGrand or Elmer Rodriguez contribute a big way in down the stretch, or even earlier than we think. Like, the prospects that they have with the pitching minors depth is thin, but it's good at the top. Like, Chase Hampton's another name that hasn't been around for a while, but yeah, we'll probably get it going. So, 22 Verlander won a Cy Young with a sub-2. Yes, this is the year we were talking about when Justin Verlander came back, was older than Garrett Cole, and had the Tommy John. So
listen, if there's anybody who can do it, it's that brother right there. I believe in him wholeheartedly. So I truly do hope he has a great season. That's the one thing that I'm really hoping. I'm looking forward to just him being out there. He's essentially our pitching captain. So I look forward to him just being there, even if he will not be his dominant self. I think that the knowledge that he has is invaluable, and with all the young pitching prospects that we have, they can learn so much from him. So.
Yeah, and then the only thing that concerns me is who's going to be that second bat in October. Is it Rice? Is it Jazz? Is it Belly? Is it Stanton? Like, they need that second bat to lie. Yes, they need that big bat to lie good with Judge. Stanton has to be healthy and contributing in October. Last year he was healthy but didn't contribute, so now we need the contribution along with the help. So that'll do it, I think. You want to pull your final plugs for a parting shot here, Warren. This was a fun collab. It's an overdue, so appreciate you.
I appreciate you so much, Julian. Thank you. It was a great conversation. Jared, thank you so much as well. Definitely looking forward to doing so much during the season. I hope you have a great time covering the Tigers, and I hope you have a great season as well. Truly look forward to this season and shooting some more content. My YouTube is Warren France Sports Network, WFSN, of course. Please follow me. I'm going to be going live. I'm going to be covering Yankees, all that good stuff this year, trying to do as much games as possible. Me and Julian, of course, are going to be doing some more stuff, and thank you again. I really appreciate you, man.
No problem, bro. So I'll plug your stuff in the description as soon as I'm done,
Please.
basically.
Not a problem.
I probably should have did it in the beginning, my bad on that, but I'll get it in there. So for me, you subscribe to my channel. It's the Julian Gallardi Show. You search Julian Gallardi. Hopefully we got some cross collabs and subs added to each other's channels today, because we're both streaming live together, so hopefully that went well. If you want to find me on X, it's Julian Gallardi 1. Instagram is Julian Gallardi 11. TikTok and Facebook, you search my name. So Warren, thank you. This was fun. Now we just got to meet in person, so we did have the job.
It's going to happen before the season, I promise you.
All right. I'm going to be so busy, but we'll try. We'll figure it out. All right. Thank you, bro. All right.
Take it easy, guys.
Yep. Let me do my final little sub tab. No doubt, brother.